West.
That multi-million-dollar verdict in a California death case. Young woman's body was found at her boyfriend's mansion. Police called it a suicide, but a jury has now concluded that the boyfriend's brother was responsible for her death.
His brother's 6-year-old son, Max, plunged over a second-floor railing and was hospitalized. He later died. Rebecca was the only adult home at the time.
I got a girl.
What was Dina's relationship like with Rebecca?
It was not a friend relationship.
They were not close. I think there were times when Dina made it a bit difficult for Rebecca.
She's like, Dina's gonna kill me. And I said, what do you mean? She's like, well, she's gonna kill me, and she kind of repeated it.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel here. It's Lavender here, and today I'm doing another true crime case. Today I am doing the true crime case, the unsolved, suspected, alleged murder of Rebecca Zahau. Capitalist Pig cover-up or not story. So I saw this case on Investigation Discovery originally, and I've been wanting to cover it because to me personally it's just a straight up cover-up, and the only reason why is because, you know, they're millionaires. You know, if this was, you know, a poor person killing this woman, they would have been imprisoned. But again, money can, you know, buy you anything, you know? You can get away with crimes and it's capitalism and stuff if you have a lot of money. So let's get started into this true crime video. So yeah, was this a case of capitalist pigs getting away with murder with the help of the capitalist pigs watchdogs, aka the helpers, the police? So this case has been featured in a number of media and TV. It was featured in The Death at the Mansion, Rebecca Zahau on Oxygen True Crime Network. It was also featured in Rebecca Zahau and IED, Investigation Discovery Murder Mystery. It also was featured on the Dr. Phil Show, The Mysterious Death of Rebecca Zahau on the Dr. Phil Show. So let's get into the background of the victim. So Rebecca Zahau was born March 15, 1979, and she was a Burmese immigrant origin with her family. She was born in Pheldam, Chin State, a town in the Chin Hills in northwestern Burma, to her father and her mother, Zong. After living in Nepal and Germany, Zahan moved to the U.S. about 10 years ago before her death. Zahau's parents and most family members lived in the St. Joseph, Missouri area in the United States, in the state of Missouri. She had an older sister, Mary Zahau, a younger sister, Snowdam Zahau, who lived in Germany, and a teenage sister, Ziyang Zahau, among other siblings. In August 2009, Zahau was arrested for shoplifting after stealing $1,000 worth of jewelry from a Macy's store in Phoenix, Arizona, to which she pled guilty. She worked as an optometrist technician until quitting in December 2010. In 2008, Zahau began dating Jonah Zanghaki, the CEO of a big pharma company. Shika's position at, of the big pharma company made him the 9th highest paid CEO in Arizona, earning $6.4 million in 2010. He had 2 previous marriages. His first marriage to Kimberly James resulted in a divorce and a 3-year custody fight over the couple's 2 children. He also had a son who was called Maxwell, by short Max, with his second wife, Dina Romano. So on to the true crime story leading up to the events of this case. So first off, Max's death. On July 11, 2011, Zahau, Max, and Zahau's teenage sister Xenia were at the Speckled Mansion in Coronado, California, which her boyfriend used as a summer estate in the area. At some point during the day, Max fell face first over a second floor banister and hit the whatever thing that you put on like the top of the the chandelier. He hit the chandelier and he suffered injuries to his spinal cord and facial bones, the former of which affected his heart and breathing rate. Zahau said she was in the bathroom at the time. She found Max moments later, and her younger teen sister called 911. Max was not breathing and unresponsive. He was taken to Randy's Children's Hospital. He died later on July 16th due to brain damage caused by oxygen deprivation resulting from his injuries. On July 26th, investigators ruled the boy's death an accident, speculating that he somehow tripped and fell over the banister. However, the trauma doctor who examined Max prior to his death and autopsy stated to police that he did not believe the injuries from his fall were consistent with the cardiac arrest and brain swelling experienced by him, suggesting that Max may have suffocated prior to his fall, leading to some anger among the ex-wife of Rebecca Zahau's boyfriend. On July 12, 2011, Rebecca Zahau dropped off her younger sister, the one that called 911, at the airport for a flight back to Missouri, and then picked up her boyfriend's brother Adam, who had just arrived on a flight from Memphis, Tennessee, to see Max for one last time. Rebecca Zahau, Stalinsky, and Adam ate dinner together with a friend named Howard that evening. Rebecca Zahau and Adam returned to the mansion while Jonah reportedly kept a vigil at Max's bedside with Max's mother. At the time, Dina Romano, he would leave the hospital to recuperate at a nearby Ronald McDonald house. There were reports of loud music coming from the Speckles mansion later at night. On the morning of July 13th, at roughly 6:45 a.m., Adam stated that he found Rebecca's nude body hanging from the balcony with her wrists and ankles bound behind her back. Zahau was gagged with a blue long-sleeve shirt wrapped around her head, with sleeves double knotted and stuffed into her mouth. There was also what appeared to be tape residue on her legs. Adam called 911 at 6:48 a.m. and then sent a text message to his brother to inform him of Rebecca Zahau's death at the mansion news. He cut down Zahau's body before the police arrived. Medics attempted to revive her, but pronounced her dead at the scene. Police initiated forensic and toxicology testing on her body as part of an autopsy to determine the cause of death. Speculations of foul play began really early on in this true crime case. However, investigators were unable to find any other DNA at the scene besides Zahau's, which is, a red flag for a cover-up because there's DNA everywhere. Someone has to wipe down the DNA or clean up for there not to be any DNA. On September 2nd, the San Diego County Sheriff's Department formally announced their findings that Zahau committed suicide. A message had been painted on the door of the room leading to the balcony below where police found her body. According to Zahau's ex-fiancée, Napoli, it read, "She can save him. Can he save her?" But it wasn't written in her handwriting, Rebecca Zahau's handwriting. It was written in her boyfriend's brother Adam's known handwriting. Again, a cover-up. How do you change handwritings? Clearly it's him. In media comments, Sheriff Gore only stated that it was not clear suicide note. However, investigators took it as further evidence of suicide. I don't know how, because handwriting's different, but yeah. They said because Zahau liked to paint as a hobby, she had signed her paintings in the past, so they just assumed that, it was a suicide note. However, her siblings, especially her sister, said that the message did not match her handwriting, which it didn't. It appears to be something that Rebecca Zahau would have never written. Rebecca Zahau's autopsy results revealed 4 inconsistencies of head trauma in which investigators and outside commentators expressed various conspiracy theories. San Diego medical examiner, stated that there was evidence that she went over a balcony in a non-vertical position. She may have struck her head on the balcony on the way down. Warner Spritz, an expert witness who testified during the trial of Casey Anthony, says a possibility, stating when the body first dropped, she doesn't necessarily jump to her death, so she would drop directly downward and she could easily hit against the side of the structure from which she is hanging. However, he noted that to draw stronger conclusions, he would have to prefer to see what the body looked like before the wrist bindings were removed. Forensic consultant Dr. Mirsky Godwin expressed doubt, saying the chances of bumping into the railing, going over the balcony, and hitting your head 4 times is highly unlikely. A second autopsy on Rebecca Zahau was conducted by pathologist Dr. Shival Watt at her facility's request. She testified that he believed fractures in Zahau's throat were caused by manual strangulation, like with a rope, not by, hanging with a rope. He further stated that he thought Rebecca Zahau's death was a homicide. In addition, other irregularities were found, again, including evidence that indicated that Zahau was sexually assaulted before her death with a knife on the scene with her period menstrual blood all over it. The knots tied around her wrists and ankles were that of a fisherman, knot, and Rebecca Zahau's not a fisherman. The only one that would be close to that is Adam. Family members expressed suspicions for why her hands and feet were bound. And sheriff's department made all these excuses. They even did a video saying that police reenacted the scenario in an effort to determine whether it could be possible for Zahau to bind herself in that fashion. Not only that, but there was actually, I think, porn searches of Asian women commit suicide with rope or like rope fetish or something on the hard drive in the computer. And then police served, a Verizon and AT&T search warrant for Rebecca Zahau's phone. And they talked about Mac's incident. Let's see, they checked a few hours later and listened to a message. Police stated it was a message regarding the worsening of Mac's condition, but declined to confirm that the time who felt the message. Mary stated that the police told her it was from Jonah Skansky. The message was deleted, meaning the police and Rebecca Zahau's family never got the contents of the true message. Zahau and Max's death drew intense public and media scrutiny and outcry because most people believed that it was a homicide and it was a cover-up by the Catless Pigs because they have a lot of money, they can get away with it. Unlike, a poor person. Family members and people close to Rebecca Zahau expressed doubt that she would have ever committed suicide. Family members described her, as like happy. She was always happy, always smiling when she came in. I didn't see any problem or depression or anything like that. And then her sister, I think, was quote saying, "I would not believe Rebecca would commit suicide. It's out of her character." The family of Rebecca Zahau later filed a wrongful death lawsuit, I think, on Adam that alleged that she was murdered by him. The settlement was settled for $600,000. The lawsuit finally outlines what the family believes to what have happened to Rebecca Zahau. That Rebecca Zahau was hit in the head with a blunt object by Adam multiple times and then bound with tape, hands behind her back by Rebecca Zahau's murderer, so-called Adam, the brother of her boyfriend. Her family alleges Adam then choked Rebecca manually to death. A rope noose was placed around her neck, and she was pushed over the railing of the balcony. Somebody was making a statement here, someone with a lot of rage over, Max's death and a lot of hatred towards Rebecca. Said Greer, the dismissal of the Silva case does not, negate the jury's finding that Adam, was responsible for Rebecca Zahau's death. So it's not just, the family, like literally most people I've seen, believe online and, in the world, they believe that this was a murder, because it is. I mean, there's just too many inconsistencies. I mean, no evidence at the crime scene, not even only Rebecca's. It's kind of suspicious. The family is not going to stop until Adam is behind bars because they believe that he committed a murder and he's only getting away with it because his famous, rich brother. In December 2018, the Sheriff's Department decided it would not change its potential findings on the case, stating that Rebecca Zahau committed suicide. The Zahau family considered the decision not to reopen the criminal case improper and biased because, again, lots of money, Catless Pigs. In 2020, the family of Rebecca Zahau said they are filing a new lawsuit against the Sheriff's Office for refusing to provide access to records regarding the Sheriff's investigation into her death. The family is also petitioning the San Diego County Medical Examiner, both current and former, to change her cause of death to homicide or undetermined from suicide. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye guys, see you next video.